Herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Let's Play Game of Thrones hier in Westeros. Ja, in der letzten Folge hat ein ominöser Charakter, wir wissen noch nicht wer, an die Tür geklopft und wir wollen ihn jetzt nicht mehr länger warten lassen. Wir öffnen mal... Ja, ist ja gut, wir öffnen ja jetzt schon die Tür. Ich komme und öffne die Tür. Mal gucken, wer es ist.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Oh, das ist immer so böse.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Man weiß nie, was die hier vorhaben. Das ist immer so böse. Was macht der da? Ach, der packt da Kohle rein. Ach ja.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you alright? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm fine, thank you.
Of course, milady.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady.
Oh, Marguerite kommt hierher. Bin ich mal gespannt, wie die aussieht als Comiczeichnung.
You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
It's widely known that I work for Lady Marjorie.
I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but it was definitely an argument.
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and House Forrester.
House Forrester?
Aha. Mischen die sich wieder wo ein, wo sie
I
nicht
hope you're not
einmischen
in any kind
dürfen?
of trouble. But I thought you ought to know. Most people don't tend to notice a callboy. Not in King's Landing, with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Good night. Ich muss ja eins sagen, ne? Ich mag zwar die Lannister so teilweise, aber Cersei Lannister absolut nicht. Oh, Marguerite.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
Die haben die Originalstimmen, ne? Das ist geil. Das ist cool. Und sogar sehr
On the
gut...
day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself.
Oh.
Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you, and by extension, me.
Ah,
She
okay.
demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
Mist. Na gut, manchmal ist es gut, nichts zu
Find a
sagen.
way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Okay. Was ich noch sagen wollte schnell ist,
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Marguerite ist gut getroffen vom Aussehen. Also vom... Na, auch aus der Serie meine ich halt, ne? Super gemacht. Aha.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Alles klar, ich vertraue mal Marguerite, weil die ist auch in der Serie recht korrekt.
Good luck.
Alles klar. Obwohl, sie hat ja gesagt, wir sollen genau das Gegenteil sagen. Oh, der eiserne Stuhl. Thron, nicht Stuhl. Und da ist der kleine
You
Zwerg.
can do this.
Und Cersei, die alte Pfo. Mehr sage ich nicht. Das Spiel ist noch ab 16, nicht ab 18. Die alte Pfo. Und hört mit C auf. C. Nähere dich dem Thron. Ach du Scheiße. Okay. Ach, das ist schon cool gemacht irgendwie. Wir werden hier als Verräterin hingestellt, ey. Das kann doch nicht sein, ey. Tyrion.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Wir seien mal
Your
anständig.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the
Wir
new
sollen ja
Lord
genau das
Forrester.
Gegenteil sagen.
He's not here, is he? She is. The girl can speak for her house.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily. I take it this is the kind of loyalty the king can expect from you. If you have any loyalty at all. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I'm sure she regrets it.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Oh. Falsch
If there's
geantwortet.
a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Shit.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on. Evading the question won't help her cause. Who do you choose?
Oh, ich hasse so welche Fragen. Nur mal kurz anzumerken, wenn ich hier Zeit habe gerade. Es macht das Ganze nicht einfacher, dass hier wir nur 5 Sekunden für die Zeit zum Antworten haben. Und da kann das mal passieren, dass sie was Falsches machte. Eben wie mit Lady Marjorie. Aber sie hatte ja auch vorher gesagt, wir sollen Cersei bei allem zustimmen, genau das Gegenteil machen. Also wie wir antworten würden. Also ihr in den A kriechen im Endeffekt, ne? Sagen wir es mal so. Und das ist jetzt so die Sache. Wir sollen genau das Gegenteil machen, was ich machen würde. Also ich würde Lady Marjorie die Treue schwören. Also sollen wir genau das Gegenteil machen. Natürlich mein König.
The king, of course.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Das ist nicht einfach.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Oh.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Oh, ich glaube, Marjorie scheint böse auf uns zu sein. Ach, da hat er schon die Narbe aus.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The Crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the Crown in this regard. Not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the Crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance. And it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you. And your house.
Stimmt.
Are you willing to risk that?
Ich vertraue Tyrion, denn
It may
der
be
ist
far
ganz
too
schön
dangerous.
gewieft.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it.
Weil,
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight.
oh,
3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Good night, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
ich glaube, Lord Tyrion kann man vertrauen, denn der ist recht gewieft und auch in der Serie, ja, recht Umgang von Worten. Also er kann da echt überzeugend sein und ist teilweise echt, ja, hinterhältig. Aber man kann ihm, denke ich mir, mal vertrauen.
Mira, I was worried. How was it?
Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But
Ja.
at least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell.
Ach,
the
Oberyn
Red
Martell.
Viper.
Ja, der ist ganz cool.
I'm told he has a paramour. Which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
He is quite handsome.
And quite passionate. From what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Ja, aber nicht Joffrey. Auf keinen Fall den.
Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become
Nee.
queen?
Nee.
He does have a certain look about him. And he's always treated Lady Marjorie
Genau,
well.
nicht Joffrey.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match!
Nicht wirklich.
Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Ach, Margil, die Spaßbremserin.
Well? Sarah?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
It doesn't matter what you feel. It only matters what you say.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Oh, sowas hasse ich ja noch mehr. Erbitten wir ihre Hilfe oder nicht? Sie hat eben so... Ja, so stirnrunzelnd geguckt, so nach dem Motto, was will die Alte? Wir haben Tyrion schon gefragt, ne? Ich mach's einfach mal nicht.
My mother wanted me to ask a favor of you. For my family. But as you said, you're in a delicate position now with the wedding so near. And I would never want to jeopardize that.
Soon I will be queen. And maybe then I'll be in a better position to help you. But for now we must both be cautious.
Right.
Of course, my lady. You're right. Better to wait.
Ich denke mal, Tyrion wird sich drum kümmern, oder? Eine Nachricht zu überbringen. Da war doch was. Oh. Stürzt sich alles zu. So, bevor es aber jetzt weitergeht, beende ich die Folge. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen. Das ist immer so das Problem, hier die Folgen zu beenden, weil, ihr habt eben schon gesehen, diese Übergänge, die sind immer so blitzschnell und da muss man dann schon sehr reagieren. Also, was haben wir heute gelernt? Joffrey ist ein Arsch, das wissen wir alle. Cersei Lannister mag eigentlich auch keiner. Deswegen konnten wir die auch anlügen. Ich denke mal, Marguerite hat das verstanden, was wir davon wollten. Lord Tyrion können wir eigentlich vertrauen. Der ist oder scheint eigentlich loyal zu sein. Er ist jetzt nicht unbedingt einer, der die Leute verpetzt, beziehungsweise halt, ja, wie soll ich sagen? Er mag seine Familie auch nicht wirklich so unbedingt. Weil er ja auch als Gnom dargestellt wird. Und deswegen denke ich mir, können wir ihm vertrauen. Ja, und mal gucken, wo das auch alles hinführen wird. Ich finde das bisher echt mega interessant und spannend, die Story. Also mal sehen. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Macht es gut. Tschüss.